Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Plants vs. Zombies. I'm Nai.
I'm Mako.
And I'm also playing Dark Souls.
Oh, there you go. So, what did we just do?
Stuff.
Wow, that's helpful.
Oh, we had just
Oh, we got the magnet.
Magnet.
Okay, which we're gonna have to use because the game says so. Got it. Okay, what am I gonna use today? We're gonna use the Sun Shroom, Puff Shroom, Lily Pad, Sea Shroom, Tall Nut, Magnet Shroom. I need something that actually kills things.
Go with the cactus, since you've got ballooners.
Yeah.
And,
Actually, this one's probably better for Blover.
No, I remember this one. If I'm remembering correctly, it starts to hammer those fuckers at you. You actually do want an array of spikers. So...
Well, the problem is that only gives me the cactus as an attacker. Like, that is my only attacking thing now.
Well, your only primary heavy assault type, at least.
We have cactus and we have puff shrooms. The cactus are my only attackers. Let's be serious about it here for a second. It's the cactus. Puff shrooms don't really do anything.
They give those zombies a mild rash.
Pretty much. I mean, that's about right. So I guess we'll just gradually move things up here. I can't even remember what we were talking about last time.
Obscure video games that are awesome.
Oh, right.
Usually what we end up talking about.
I think we've had that discussion several times, actually.
Yeah,
this
I haven't
series,
a clue if that's what it actually was. It's just a good default.
No, I think you were right. We were talking about Star Ocean until the end of the time. Oh, right, and that's why you're talking about it, because I started talking about Radiata Stories. Which was still a weird as hell game.
Indeed.
No arguments there.
I'm still not sure how I feel about it, to be honest with you.
Speaking of weird as hell games that need more people to have played them, there's one game that I personally feel is the best game of the Super NES Genesis RPG line. And there's a lot of good games out there of those. You've got Chrono Trigger. Fucking amazing. FF6. One of the best games of all time. Objectively, Chrono Trigger is, I feel, better than my choice of best game. But speaking strictly subjectively,
Which
Phantasy
is all that most
Star
people can
4.
say.
Haha.
Phantasy Star 4 is my favorite game.
It's really hard for me to get into the Phantasy Stars, unfortunately.
I can tell you right now, start with 4, and just assume it kind of exists in a vacuum, or at the very worst, play 1 and 2 as well, but 3 never...
Well, did I ever tell you what ended up happening with me and Phantasy Star?
Nope.
So, do you remember reading about Phantasy Star Blue Burst? It was a computer-based one. I don't even know if it ever got off the ground. I just remember there was a beta that I got into on it. And, so Blue Burst came out, and I was in the beta.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up playing, and I ended up playing with a group of people, as you are wont to do with Phantasy Star.
Mm-hmm.
And we were playing through, and one guy decided to jump on an alternate account in order to pull out some weapon that he had been holding in reserve. So, he pulls out this alternate account, takes him forever to get to it, and all of a sudden goes, "Hey, where did my insert thing here that's really important to the game go?" And all of a sudden, I don't know. And he looks, and he turns to me and he goes, "Hey, you're the new guy. Where did this go? You're the only one who was standing here while I was switching tunes." And I said, "I don't have it. I don't know." And he goes, "Well, drop your inventory to show me that you don't have it." And I was a young kid, and I was an idiot.
And he
so
stole everything.
So he took everything. And he says, "When you give me back my insert thing here, I will give you back your stuff." So I basically just stopped playing, because that was my entire inventory, that was everything, I had nothing left. So there was literally no way to play without restarting, and unfortunately, because this was beta, restarting wasn't an option.
Yeah, that
So-
was a scam.
Well, no, what ended up happening was, about 3 days later, I logged back on, because I was kind of curious if I could file, or I was told I should file a report with someone. So I logged back in to file a report, and there's a message sitting in my account for him, or maybe he texted me while I was on, I can't remember which one it was. But he leaves a message saying, look, man, I'm really sorry, this was actually my fault. I somehow dropped it in a completely different account and completely forgot about it. So here, have all this end-game shit that I wasn't gonna use as an apology. Kinda cool, but by the time that actually got to me, I wasn't gonna play the game anymore.
I will say the online games are nothing like the Genesis games, and the Genesis games are amazing.
Yeah. But I hear good things. I was never particularly interested, to be honest.
Yeah, it's only really good if you like sci-fi. Like, at first they seem like a fantasy game, and it's like, okay, cool, classic fantasy. Nope! Chuck Testa, I mean hard sci-fi.
Yep.
The best part is once you crash land on Desolus, because... Desolus. Such a good zone.
I don't think I can think of any games that I can just sit here and go, wow, that was a hell of a zone.
Desolus... It's memorable, to say the least. It's a very, very, very memorable area.
Apparently.
Like, how to...
So memorable, you can't even think of why it was memorable.
You get... More like I can't even think of what to say first. For one, there's Raja. Fucking Raja. Then there's the drill tank. Oh, one of the things about the game is you don't get an airship. The 4 vehicles are your space shuttle.
As you're wont to have.
Mm-hmm. Get the space shuttle. Jeez, this guy won't stop swinging his hammer.
The tank was fun. I remember that.
Yeah, your space shuttle. You get your Land Rover. You get a hovercraft. And you get a fucking drill tank, because how else are you going to get through ice mountains?
We should note, when you were
On
driving...
skis.
with the exception of the spaceship, which was like...
No. Nye, you don't understand. They're giant mountains of ice. There's no way to go up, so you drill through.
On skis.
With the exception... And here's the thing. With the exception of the spaceship, which was for planet-to-planet travel... The other vehicles, like, there were random encounters still, but they were random encounters in a giant vehicle. Like, they were tuned explicitly for a giant vehicle. There were less of them, too, as well. Like, lower encounter rate. But, instead of, just driving around, you were driving around and periodically blowing up sandworms with a cannon.
Because your
That's
vehicle
right.
was large enough to attract them.
Hello,
Yeah.
this is your mother. Please come over to my house for meatloaf. Leave your front door open and your lawn unguarded. Sincerely, Mom. Not the zombies. Oh god, this one. This one. So in this
What
minigame,
else?
I'm not allowed to see. The only
Raja,
time I'm allowed to see is when the lightning flashes.
Raja is a character that you get to use in that section, that time as well. And he is probably my second favorite character in the whole game, behind Ren.
Raja's interesting because he has one of the most powerful... Here's the thing, that there are techniques which are the equivalent of magic, and there's also like special abilities. And special abilities are... Anyone can technically learn techniques, but special abilities are special. Because they're
I should
character
hope so.
unique. They're character unique, and Raja has the single most powerful special in the game.
Which one are you thinking? Not Tandil, St. Elmo's Fire?
No. The resurrection one.
Oh, Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. Party members are broken into two things. You got your basic, humanoids, and you've also got androids, Ren being one of them. Now, here's the thing. Most of the time, humans, and you can't use healing items on androids, because, they're androids. Medicine isn't going to do jack shit for them.
You need a repair kit.
You need a repair kit. Raja is a priest. More specifically, he's a bishop of one of the very famous religions of that world. One of his specials is essentially Almighty Resurrection, which revives everyone to full HP and works on androids. It's so powerful that by the time you reach the end of the game and he's about as high a level as you're likely to get, he will have exactly 2 uses of this, and they do not refresh. You have to go back to an inn to refresh them.
Interesting.
They're amazing, though.
Yeah, they are hideously, hideously powerful.
Considering you get a 5-person party, he also has some of the best combination techniques with others.
Right. It should also be mentioned that, for example, what they call techniques are not magic. I'm not quite sure what to call them.
They're special things that the person in particular has developed that they...
No, those are specials. I'm referring to techniques.
You mean shit like Foy, Wat, and Zan?
Yes. They are...
Some of them are magic.
Actually, here's the thing. What we would call magic is related to, or what they call magic, at least, is relegated to a very specific set of abilities of a very specific set of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Techniques are more like, in theory, anyone can use them, but most people don't have the wherewithal to actually learn it. In theory. Most people can learn 1 or 2 techniques, but...
You gotta work your ass off to get good at them.
Right.
It's kind of how I feel about this game right now.
But magic is another thing entirely. It's related to a very specific bloodline by the point you reach it in Phantasy Star 4. Mm-hmm. Now, fortunately, you do have that bloodline on your side. It's a story thing, but...
Oh, of course it is. It wouldn't be right if it wasn't. Oh, crap.
I was always fond of how they worked combo techniques in that game.
Oh yes, combos. You could use certain skills. This was back when this was still a new thing for games. You could have characters use specific skills in specific order to trigger, special abilities. You could actually pre-program macros of sets of actions for your characters to use during combat.
Mm-hmm. It reminded me a little bit of Record of Agarest War. Even though that game was pretty darn bad. But
yeah, not the same though, unfortunately. Because Agarest was more tactical. This was more like straight up RPG.
But I'm talking about the way that you could set up those combos.
Maybe.
I think I'm almost prepared to call Phantasy Star 4 the first game that did combos like that.
Yeah, it did it before Chrono Trigger did, so it was.
And we wouldn't get after Phantasy Star 4. We wouldn't see another Phantasy Star game for a long time.
We still haven't seen any
mainline
actual
games,
single-player ones. Yeah.
Yeah, the only
ones
they've done
to
since
be
then
fair, Dark Falls is gone. So.
No, well, no, not according to the games.
Really?
Not according to the MMOs, and certainly not according to the games.
But don't they take place before 4?
It depends on which one you're looking at. They play fast and loose with the story, from what I understand.
Because from what I understand of 4's ending, you actually go to Dark Falls' home for the sole purpose of ending it. Oh no! It almost wins. Reality cracks. Bad woogity. I think.
Bad.
It's been too long since I played.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones.
Ah ha ha! We have begun.
Oh shit, Mimic!
Oh god.
Trance, it begins.
Yes, the best weapons in the game.
But that's gonna have to wait till next time, folks. We'll see you later.
Later, viewers.